Hello there. Welcome to your Friday edition of Addicted to MMA. I'm Steve, and I'm your host from here on out, for better or for worse. Welcome, everybody. I hope you are enjoying the content I'm putting on the Into the Club. I just try to get information from different sources, from the most trusted sources, in fact, ones that I have used and followed for years, such as Luke Thomas, Ariel Helwani, Anik and Florian, John Anik and Kenny Florian. They run the Anik and Florian podcast. And, Matt, Sarah. I mean, everywhere. Like professionals. You're going to get the news from the professionals. I'm going to cut out all the filler. I'm going to take all these other sites that are just putting clips together, and I'm going to decipher them for you, organize them for you, and explain them for you. However, to begin this, we're going to go through tomorrow's fight card. We're going to go through the main card specifically because I'm rushing to put this out. I would typically go through the preliminary card and most of the time go through the early prelims as well. But for this time, I'm just gonna settle on the main card. I'm trying to get this out, get this started. I've been twiddling my thumbs with it for too long. Tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. Main card UFC Apex on ESPN. You're going to have the very first bout on the card is Angela Hill with a record of 13-9. More of a UFC veteran than her opponent, Amanda Ribas, with a record of 10-2. Just depends on if Angela shows up or not to fight, man. That's when it comes to Hill. I like watching her. I think she's got some good technique, and I think she's improving consistently each fight. But I believe that Angela Hill has limits. I don't know if she has that extra to take a beating on the cards or physically and push herself mentally to overcome it and actually win. So we'll see how that goes. Next up on the card will be the lightweight fight between Carlos Diego Ferreira with a record of 17-3, facing Gregor Gillespie with a record of 13-1. After that will be the heavyweight bout between Maurice Green, 9-6, versus Marcos Rodrigo de Lima. I totally butchered that. I apologize if I do butcher names, but there's some crazy ones. Marcos has a record of 17-8. Moving to welterweight, which is an interesting fight. Neil Magny with a record of 24-9-0 versus Jeff Neal, 13-3-0. That should be a fun fight. If Neil Magny shows up to win, he will win that fight. However, it's always give and take with him as well. Actually, this is the card where if the right fighter shows up, they have the best chance of winning, these veterans on this card. And if they don't show up, then they're going to be stepping stones for these less known fighters. Which brings me to my next fight, our co-main event, welterweight division, Donald Cerrone versus Alex Morono. Donald Cerrone does not want to lose this fight, okay? Because this guy, Alex, he took this fight on very short notice. Cerrone was slated to fight Diego Sanchez. That fell through, and Alex picked up the slack on short notice. So Alex already has an out. So if he goes in there and he kicks Cerrone's ass, wow, he's going to have some bragging rights. Okay? If he loses, he's going to be like, well, they called me up I had to be ready in 5 days. So that's what you got. I didn't have a full camp, blah, 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 blah. Heard it all before with short notice fighters. But and Donald Cerrone, he's towards the end of his career, but he really wants to win this fight against the guy with less experience and less time to prepare, for sure. So that should be fun and interesting as well. And then move to the main event, women's flyweight, Marina Rodriguez versus the Karate Hate, Michelle Watterson. With Michelle's record is 18-8. Marina is 13-1-2. I think Michelle Watterson's got a good chance of winning this fight. She's got growth. She's improving. She's young. She's improving every fight. She did have a baby within the last couple years and kind of took a little step back. So we'll see how it goes. I have high hopes for Michelle. She's an attractive lady too. That's always fun to watch. Kind of the best of both worlds there. That's your card for tomorrow on the UFC. All right, and typically I'll go through Bellator, PFL, One Championship, and other organizations. But I just wanted to get this out. This is what it's kind of going to be like. The gist of it, of course, I'm going to improve consistently as I learn to edit and learn to speak under these circumstances. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to engaging in some discussion with members of the group. I know that a few of you maybe even, are fight fans yourselves, and we can have some good, deep discussions. You have your own favorite fighters. I have mine. You have your own favorite moments. I have mine. I love the back and forth when it comes to the fight game. I could talk about fights all day long. So, but before I go, with this little short snippet, I also want to put in a bit of news. Fuck Joshua Fabia, who is Diego Sanchez's coach. What a fraud. Got him fired, trying to taint his legacy for just to put himself out there. Every interview Diego's had leading up to this fight, Joshua is hijacked and then injected his bullshit. It's well known amongst the MMA community that Josh was proving himself to be a fraud, and then in the midst of that, he's taken down one of my favorite UFC veterans with him. So fuck him. I got that. That's my little personal note. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the fights.